all-time favorites. We welcome him into the show. He is the one and only Mike Bibby. How you doing, Mike?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Dude, we are great, and seriously, we can't thank you enough for joining us on short notice.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. You were in Sacramento last night, man. How does it feel to come back after your heyday in town was like 20 years ago, and people are chanting your name like crazy?
It was fun. It's always good to come back. I used to do camps and stuff when I was, towards the latter part of my career. But, I always loved to go back to Sacramento. It's like a second home to me.
That's so, yeah, you could tell. I mean, not only with the way that everyone has the warm welcome for you, but just even you seem so comfortable in that environment. And I think one of the coolest things that's happening right now in Sacramento is this special team that is playing on the floor. And I think last night, actually on the pregame show via WebEx, I asked Mike Bibby a little bit about, hey, this team is special. But Mike, I'm going to ask you again, when did you know when you first came to Sacramento that you were part of a really special squad?
I knew that coming in before. When I was in Vancouver, rest in peace, Michael Heisley, he gave me a chance to pick where I wanted to play. And I knew going there would be way I'm used to playing basketball. So that was my number one pick, and it ended up happening. I ended up getting traded there. But I knew coming there that it would be special before I even got there, just from watching the guys play and just seeing their attitudes and just see how they're out there on the court. I knew it was going to be good.
I've talked to Doug Christie about this before, and I'm curious from your perspective, like, it's one thing to know it's going to be cool when you get there, but do you remember anything about your first practice? Like, how easy was it to kind of click with your squad back in the day?
It was different because, back then, a lot of the game was played inside out. So what happened was, I remember Coach Carrillo, rest in peace, Coach Carrillo.
Yeah, man.
I passed the ball and cut through, because when I was in Vancouver, I just cut through and just get out the way. So I remember when the ball almost hit me in my head and I had to duck to get out the way. And Coach Carrillo was like, yeah, you're going to need a helmet if you keep running through like that. They passed the ball here. So, that was the biggest thing. I was like, okay, we're playing basketball again. So that was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, you say that style of play attracted you. Obviously, the ball movement, everything moving around. How was that for you on a different standpoint from the way that you're playing the game at the time to really move without the basketball on a different level? I feel like that just takes a different mindset, a different type of conditioning.
I don't know. We had so many people. Like I said, I think you can compare us to the team that we have now, that everybody, you don't know whose night it's going to be. We had Webb that's going to give you 24 and 12. But other than that, everybody stepped up when they had to. And just playing with everybody like that, it was so easy. Like we play off each other. That's why it was so hard to kind of scout for us, because we didn't even know what we were going to do until we did it. There were so many options that we had that we just played basketball. We had probably the two best passing big men to ever play the game, getting us the ball.
Man, you just said something too about how this year's team kind of reminds you of the style of play you guys played. Being up close last night, seeing Sabonis with the ball, how he moves, and seeing how the shooting is. What kind of stood out to you about watching this team?
It's just, like I said, it reminds me of us. It's not a traditional point guard. Fox handles the ball sometimes, but Sabonis was able to bring the ball up and initiate the offense and pass the ball. He's probably one of the best big man passes I've seen since Vlade and Webb.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you were talking about the adjustment of playing off ball. De'Aaron Fox has kind of had to adjust to that too.
Mm-hmm.
De'Aaron Fox obviously played a different style than you played, but when you watch De'Aaron Fox, what stands out to you about his game?
Just he's a dog. There was a few times last night. I think I would have wanted him to be a little bit more aggressive and, get to the basket and look for a shot a little more. But I think once he started doing that in the second half, I think things picked up. He knocked down a few baskets And, the team started picking up, and then he started picking up at half court, and the defense started picking up. So, obviously he's a leader of that team. I just need it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And, you look at his style of play and how he has been able to take a leap this season and is trying to do it more and more on that consistent level. Domas Sabonis is someone who is also really consistent and playing at a very high level out there. You talked about playing with two of the best passing big men ever. Domas is really showing, bringing that back to Sacramento, what a big passing like that can do for a team. What are you seeing in his game?
I say the same thing. He's a little bit, kind of see Webb in there a little bit. He looks to pass first, and then works the game that way. But he's a solid player. Definitely, I think he should be all-star. Both of them, and I hope they get the respect that they deserve. They deserve it.
Your guys' team didn't have a whole bunch of lockdown defenders. Like Doug obviously made the all NBA defensive team. He was really talented, but you guys played some really good team defense. The Kings are in a spot right now where they don't have any great individual defenders. Davion's kind of that. What makes a good team defense in your mind if you don't have that, a whole bunch of lockdown guys?
You just have to be on the same page and, have each other's back. You got to have that trust. If I go help Doug, is Webb going to have my back, or is Paige going to have my back? That's the kind of trust that you have to get with your team, and we have that. We trust each other that if something happened, that somebody had our back, and that they just got to have trust in each other. You
guys obviously back in with that squad connected with your coach and your coaching staff on a different level. How important is it that you're seeing this team right now with the Kings connect with Mike Brown and his coaching staff?
It's good because you guys they're with each other every day. And you got to respect the coach, and you got to, if there's no respect for the coach, you'll be able to tell in the locker room, you'll be able to tell on the court. So, you could tell that, a lot of the guys speak highly of Mike. So that's all you need. You get that going, you'll be fine.
Someone in our chat was wondering if you keep up with some of your old teammates. You still chat with C. Webb? You talk to a lot of former teammates?
Yeah, I talk to from all teams. I'm that kind of teammate that was, hey, how you guys doing? And I just talked to somebody from the Hawks today. And so I still talk to Bobby. I talk to Doug. I haven't talked to Paige or Vladi in a while, but Brad. It goes down the line. Kenny. So you got to. You make friendships throughout your career that you keep, and you have friends for the rest of your life.
I imagine being at last night's game too, feeling that crowd, that energy in the building, maybe made you think of the old times a little bit. I was also curious to get your thoughts on the beam after wins. Do you see the beam last night?
I didn't get to see it.
Oh, dude, I think it's awesome, man.
I was inside with Matt and Kenny.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I just think it's a cool thing they do after hearing the beam chants. What do you think of the crowd though? Does that bring back kind of old memories when you walk in there?
It brings back old memories, but I'm not surprised. That, like I said, that was one of the top reasons why I wanted to come to Sacramento. So, the fans, you're never going to have a bad day with the fans. So
you mentioned that was one of your top reasons why you wanted to come here. Why is that so attractive? Because I think some people, you always hear players go, oh, the fans are the best in the NBA. But I feel like when players play in Sacramento, they say it and they actually mean it. And there's just some sort of energy that you feel. Why was that so important to you?
It's just playing in front of people that respected the way you play. I was in Vancouver, nothing, no knock against Vancouver when we weren't winning either. But, we're playing in front of 5,000, 6,000 people, 7,000 people a night, and like I said, we came last game of the season. Everybody's ready to go home on our team, counting down the days for the last 2 months. And you go into an arena and you don't expect that no one's going to come see us, and it's sold out and it's rocking. And I remember going that. That sold me. I was like, I want to play in front of these fans
Man,
every night.
I love it.
I love that
it.
that's a good attraction for players because obviously Kings over the years needed anything that they could get, and that's just like the cherry on top. Mike, someone was wondering in our chat, if you were to play in today's NBA, what would you be averaging?
I don't know. Because our era was more of the mid-range shooters. You know, a lot of point guards that shot the mid-range.
Right.
And I shot the three, but I don't know if I have it in me to shoot 23s in one game.
Yeah, it is crazy how much it has changed, and it hasn't been like that long. I mean, back when you guys were playing, you were known as the best offensive team in the league. Now, those offensive numbers you guys were putting up would be like near the bottom in the league.
But it looks like there's no defense out there either.
No, that's true.
That might be a reason too.
No,
I didn't see much defense being played last night.
Mike, you made a lot of big shots in your time in Sacramento. Of course, everyone references Game 5. I'll never forget that moment. I mean, you had like the back-to-back game winners against, I believe it was like the Clippers and maybe the Grizzlies at one point. If I remember correctly.
I think it might have been the Grizzlies. Yeah.
What was it about you in those moments? I feel like you just embraced that, and some guys shy away from that. You did not shy away from that at all.
I put the time in and the work in that it's what I expected to do. You know, it could either go one way or the other. I mean, so I put enough work in that, hey, if I shoot the shot, if I get a good look, it's going in. Because I put so much time in and had faith in myself and trusted myself to take those shots.
It's interesting to hear that because I think, you know, in this day and age, there's so much more of a light shed on mental health in the NBA and how people can become, mentally stronger in certain situations. I know the Sacramento Kings have a mental health coach, and you guys didn't have any resources like this back in the day. What was it for you that kept you going and staying mentally strong?
I was just hungry. You know, I mean, I just. You gotta fail in order to succeed. I've heard that a lot, and I mean that's just the way I took it. You know, like if I miss some, I'm gonna make the next one. That's just my mindset. I have a very strong mind. Like I play mind games. I go on the golf course. I play mind games with people. It's not over till it's over. You know what I mean? Like I just have I've always had a strong mind.
What do you mean you play mind games?
I just got there because you're down a couple strokes going into, 3 or 4 holes left, talk a little bit of trash to them, let them know it's not over. And, it's not over till it's over. You know, a lot of guys will give up down 7 strokes of 3 holes to play. It's over. I don't do that. It's not over till the last putt goes in.
The mindset never left.
Yeah, that competitiveness just never leaves. Yeah, I've talked to Bobby Jackson about this before, and man, he used to talk about how you guys would just go at it at practice. Like that competitiveness, I feel like that kind of brought so much out of you guys and made just everyone better on those squads.
It did. The second squad beat us a lot of the time when we were scrimmage. And we always knew that our second 5 could go and probably start anywhere. And that's what made us so good is that we're playing against a starting 5 in practice every day.
Someone else had a question, and it was about you clipping your fingernails on the bench back in the day. Someone was wondering if that was still a habit that you have.
It's funny. I carry a nail clipper in my car.
What?
So what is that like a nervous habit thing, or like what is it?
It's not a nervous habit. I always pick at I'm a pick, so I like to pick. I'll pick my arm. I like to pick. I'll pick my nails. But
Morgan does the same thing.
Good job.
Morgan's always like picking her skin and stuff.
Yeah, good job having that nail clipper then, because that's seriously, like, honestly, that's so smart of him, because if you don't, you will build bad habits. So well done, Mike.
Yes, I just always. I would bite my nails, like I make sure my hands are clean, but instead of biting them during the game, I'll just clip them.
Yep.
Instead of biting them.
So Mike, what are you up to now? Because I know you've been interested in coaching before. I remember seeing you a few years back around the Stockton Kings. You've done some like coaching clinics and stuff. You're always around the game. You've coached youth. What are you up to nowadays?
There's a new league that's coming out that I'm involved with. It's called Fan Control League. It's going to be once everybody sees the concept, it's going to be crazy. It's a $2 million court. It's an LED court. The court lights up. Certain parts on the court light up. Like the paint will light up for 2 minutes. All dunks will be worth 3 points. Certain parts of the 3-point line will be lit up. Those will be worth 4. And like there could be a guy lit up. He'll be on fire. So every shot he takes is 1+ wherever he's at. So we're working on that. We're trying to get that going.
Sounds like a video game.
Started in August.
Yeah.
It's like NBA Jam kind of.
Yeah.
That's so
Wait, so
cool.
what's your role at that? Are you just involved with the league or are you playing
No,
in
I'm
it?
like an executive director and all that stuff. So I'm helping with all that. I run almost the whole basketball side.
Wow.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah, dude, you're just around the game. I love it, man. That's it. That's super interesting.
Get my son, and my son will probably play in the league. So I mean, we're trying to find pros that want to be involved with playing 4-on-4, and so there's a 4-on-4.
Can you still play?
Can I?
Yeah. Do you still hoop every once in a while?
Yeah, I'm in a lifetime league right now. I just had 29 points, 18 rebounds, and 12 assists. I'm a little bit.
Wait, I love that you know your stat line.
They keep stats there. They keep. I've played for like the last. They keep stats for like the last 7 years. They have career stats. They have all kinds of stats on there.
If Mike Bibby was playing at my lifetime, yes, I would keep stats as well. I would be very interested in this. Wait, so you are, and can we can say this? You are the best player in that league.
I would imagine. I mean, there's some pros. There's some guys that have been played
For sure.
like overseas and stuff like that. I mean, I can't run like I used to. I can't move like I used to. But I'm still out there showing them young kids some stuff.
I like how Mike says, they keep stats, but he rattled it off.
Yes.
Off the top of his head.
We've only had 2 games, so I know that was a hell of a stat. I haven't played in 3 months, and I put that up. So I figured remember.
So is it like, be honest, I know you
I still play.
I know you say you don't move the same and all that, but when you get out there, is it like just riding a bike again? Like, is it easy?
Yeah, I mean, I just got to get my legs back to those movements. Like I like workouts. Like I'll do like a 15-minute workout just trying to cross over and just get my steps down, and it helps. Like it is like riding a bike. I feel better already after 2 weeks.
What about defensively? I feel like moving laterally is one of the hardest things to do to get back into when you haven't done it for a while.
I'm guarding down low mostly.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
yes.
Mike's got some bulk, man. You got like a Dwayne the Rock Johnson body now.
I'm not that big. I'm definitely not that big.
Hey, one last one.
Guard down low now. My lateral movement isn't the same.
One last one for you, because you just brought this up. I'm thinking about like the other guys who you used to play with. Obviously, Vlade can't play anymore, but Peja's been in good shape. No, it's true.
Obviously, you can be nicer.
Come on, Vlade was smoking cigarettes when he played. You know, he's not going to play now. But you know, Peja's in decent shape. I feel Doug's in decent. He's got a bad knee, but he can.
Okay,
he's
bum knee, but can play.
Bobby can move. He's thick, but he can move a little bit. Use that big butt a little bit. Do you think you would be?
He's always been thick.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but he's got some girth now.
We always give him crap. It's fun.
Do you think you would be the best player today out of all those guys?
That we played with?
Yeah.
I think I might be.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else is still playing. I'm still playing a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
I'm kind of with, I think we're with you on that, especially when you drop that stat line. Like, I think that's right there. You're it.
All right. I also just remembered this. I need to ask him about this. A couple of guys. You mentioned Pete Carril, rest in peace. I also want to ask you about Rick Adelman. Those two specifically. Rick gets in the Hall of Fame. Of course, Carril's in the Hall of Fame. What did those two guys mean to you and your career?
And you could add Jeff Petrie in there too.
Yes.
I mean, they changed my whole career around, by bringing me there and, letting us play to our strengths. Rick is probably one of the best coaches I had as far as playing basketball and letting our guys play to their strengths and not putting any cuffs on anybody. And that's what made it so good as well. He knew what we were capable of, and he let us go out there and do it.
Hey, honestly, Jeff Petrie's another guy who should be in the Hall of Fame. Not only did he build those Kings teams, he built the Blazers teams that were really good, went to the NBA Finals too, and he played in a high level at the NBA before he got hurt.
He's not in the Hall of Fame?
No.
That's unreal. He should be.
Yeah.
He definitely should be.
Well, Mike,
Sure.
we can't thank you enough for hanging out with us, man. It was awesome catching up with you. Hopefully we see you in town again, and next time you have to come in studio.
For sure. I'll be back.
Cool.
All right, man. Mike,
if you guys need me to come on and talk, I'm ready. So just let me know.
Hell yeah, man. We
you.
appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
There you go. There is the one and only Mike Bibby. That was fun, man.
Dude, that's so cool. I love, and I'm so happy he's still playing. And I love too, because I'm like, there's no way he's still defending guys out there at the top. And he's like, I played down low. I'm like, yeah, you do.
Morgan, he wasn't really defending guys when he played.
Say it to his face next time.
I'm not going to
say it to his face.
I was almost going to say that.
I didn't
want to talk over you.
He's got that Dwayne The Rock Johnson body.
I was going to say it to you, but I did not want to talk over you. I was being respectful. That's all I was trying to do.
I can't say certain things on this station.
Shout out to all the people in the chat.
Morgan.
Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed too. We're getting a lot of great feedback. People giving us love for the interview. Great questions. We're just, you know what I like? We're not having interviews here.
Conversations.
Let's think about it differently, man.
Yeah.
How awesome does that basketball league sound?
Okay. Honestly, I didn't know he was involved with that. Someone mentioned, he was promoting some league on the broadcast last night, but I was like, I don't know what he's doing. I know they did like a fan-controlled football league, similar. But this basketball, LED court.
It sounds like a performance, you guys. I want to watch this be done. Like, I have fun just watching the Nickelodeon football broadcast when they have the extra slime and stuff. So think about this in person when you just see like, white spire. Yeah. And like, I'm in.
I was also a big fan of slam ball.
Thank you. Oh, slam ball. What?
You don't remember slam ball?
Oh, yeah. It was dangerous, Morgan. That's a trampoline.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on
yeah.
Well, and that's why I thought there could be some injury stuff with like the paint in this fan-controlled league is lit up and dunks are worth 3. Guys are going in super hard for jams.
Wait, and they light guys on fire when they're on fire?
No, they didn't.
Yes.
No. Can you imagine? No, the guy's literally on fire. He's got to make it. Otherwise, he's going to die.
Now I'm really watching that show.
Yeah. All right, guys. Coming up next, it's the return of Truth or Trash. Is it too late for Keegan to get some Rookie of the Year love? We'll talk about that. So much more. Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.